So I like to say Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shah, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rakak Wadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, and citations to you brothers out there that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. So again, 2 Ezra 15 and 16, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, right? Because they're going to close down the cities, man. It's going to get so bad, man. They're going to set up roadblocks and they're going to set up checkpoints, right? You're not going to be, if you're out of the city, you're in another city, you're trying to come back to your family, you won't be able to come back, man. It's going to get that bad out here, man. It's going to get that bad out here. When people are burning buildings and they're burning cars and the martial law and all these things happen, man, they're going to have to start closing. They're going to start closing things down. Like, people have not come to the realization of how bad it's going to really get out here, man. Yeah, you could sit up there and you could tell yourself that you will wait for it and whatever happens, but you don't understand that it's right around the corner, man. And it's going to be too late to act. It's going to be too late to act when you're not even trying to act right now, man. So again, 2 Ezra 15 and 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, men shall be afraid, right? A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. Hey man, you might just, and I say this as a man, but you might just be afraid to go inside of a home, man. Because you never know what might be in there. You never know what might be in there. It might be worse going inside of a house than actually being outside. And the reason why I say that is because you're gonna have a lot of weirdos and weird ass characters in these homes, man. They're gonna be in these homes. They're gonna be in these homes. They're gonna be looking for things. They're gonna be wanting things. And if you pop up, you might get taken. And I'm not talking about men. I'm talking about you women. You hiding in these homes, they gonna be after you, man. Because look, when a man is out here stressed out, what do you think he's looking for? It's gonna get real bad out here for you women, man. It's gonna get real bad out here for you, man.
A shocker tonight.
Salakia. So let me go back to the scripture here, man. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Hold up. Give me a minute here. Let me get the scripture back. So 2 Ezra 15 and 19. Actually 18. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods. So you see what's being read here. It says a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. So he's not going to have pity on you. He's not going to care. You're crying, your children crying, none of that's going to matter when you are in survival mode. Let me tell you something, right? If you look at the animal kingdom and you have a hungry lion, let's say this lion haven't ate for almost a week, and this lion comes across, let's say a herd of elk, a herd of elk. You think that lion's gonna give a damn about eating its baby? Should a lion don't give a damn about eating its baby if it only ate a day ago? So when a person is hungry, they don't care, man. Reasoning goes out the window because again, they're in that animal instinct, that animal. What you need to do is read what happens when somebody is starving. What happens? Let's look that up actually. What happens when somebody is starving? What happens when somebody is starving?
I found this on the web.
So let's look up what happens when somebody is starving, right? It says starvation is a severe deficiency in caloric energy intake below the level needed to maintain an organism life. It is the most extreme. Oh man, this looks horrible. It is the most extreme form of malnutrition, and humans' prolonged starvation can cause permanent organ damage. It says, and eventually death. The term ionation, I think it says ionation refers to the symptoms and effect of starvation. Starvation may also be used as a means of torture or execution. Well, that happened to Syria. Like if you go to 2 Kings, I believe that's like the 26th chapter, when who was it? I want to say it was King Solomon Nazar that besieged Samaria and starved them out, and that's when the two women decided to eat one of the women's children. But it was bad. According to the World Health Organization, who hunger is the sink. Matter of fact, you usually die around 2 months. Let me see. I wanna get into what does the mind does when you starve, because it tells you from detail. I remember one of the brothers put it up, but it gave like specific, like it gave specific details on what happened with the mind and the body when it is starving. Hold up real quick. So, I mean, it's not really telling me much, but it says dieting, starvation. Dieting is a risk factor for developing an eating disorder. There is a strong evidence that many of the symptoms of anorexia are actually symptoms of starvation. Starvation affects the brain and influences mind changes. Rigidity and thinking, anxiety, and reduction in appetite. Nah, that's not what I want, man. Salakia, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to have that brother send me that. But that was something that he looked up, man, where it actually tells you what people will do when they are starving. But I can't seem to find it on here. But it's bad, man. Like it's horrible, man. Like what people would do. Like people, when you are starving, you will begin to eat your flesh. Like if there's nothing else for you to eat, you will try to eat yourself. Like that's how bad it would get, man. It's crazy, but hey, that's judgment, man. So 2 Ezra 15 and 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. And again, that's going back to that Matthew's the 24th chapter. I think that was the 21st verse when it says great tribulation shall come, or 2 Timothy's the 3rd chapter where it talks about those perilous times. Those trouble and dangerous times, the great tribulation, that's a part of that famine, that starvation. And the scripture says it's better to die by the sword than to die by hunger, man. That's probably one of the worst ways you can die, man. Like if you got burned to a stake, you're gonna burn to a stake until your nerves becomes damaged. Then with the pain, it might be a possibility you might just pass out and just burn up, right? When you drown, you suffocate. That's it. You're done. But starvation, I believe, if I read it right, starvation can last over 2 months, man. That will jack you up, man. That's one of the worst ways to die. Right? So 2 Ezra 15 and 20. Behold, saith the Most High, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and from Libanus, to turn themselves one against another and repay the things that they have done to them. So this is going to be the vengeance of the Lord done unto the nations for what they did unto Israel or unto his elect. Right? So that right there in 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, is a part of the signs that will take place when the Lord, when we know that the Lord is about to make his coming, man. So that was one more I wanted to grab. This is not it. Let me see. Maybe it is 2nd Ezra. Yeah, I think it is 2nd Ezra. But let's go into this. Like we said, we was gonna go into this Matthew's the 24th chapter. But I'm gonna end it from here and say Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shah, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rakak Wadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, and salutations to you brothers out there that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. I like to say Shalom.